Now, before I begin this video, I do highly recommend you wait until the very end, watch it through before you comment, because I don't want you, as a viewer, to go down below and already tell me, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you hate the team, you're a fake fan, go root for something. You know what I mean. At least just listen to what I had to say before you go and say anything, right? Now, if you've been following me for the past however long I've been doing this now, geez, for a while now, before I had to get rid of my old videos due to that whole copyright crap that happened earlier in the last year, you know how I feel about this team. You know how I'm objective. You know how I get hard on the team because I want to see them win. And I really love this team. I want this team to win it all, and I want to make sure that they make the right moves, or rather see if they make the right moves to get to where we want to go. Now, there is this cycle that happens every single year, and we're starting that entire cycle again, where we look at the team, training camp, oh, we're doing amazing, this team's going to be great, and it's better than last year. Like, there's this rose-tinted vision that goes on during this period of time, and it's like a honeymoon phase because football's back. I'm here to tell you, no, stop. Stop doing that. They do this every goddamn year, and I'm sick and tired of seeing it. And to understand what this cycle is, I went on Twitter, and I explained it. So the cycle goes like this. We go through this every year, people. The front office lets go of players, or just lets people walk. We then sign Dollar General guys in free agency, hoping they pan out. We then force ourselves to draft a particular position group that maybe we didn't have to if the Cowboys address these needs in free agency. Then, once training camp comes around, where we're at right here, Cowboys Nation starts drinking the Kool-Aid and acts like the whole front office did a good job. And I'm telling people to stop doing this. And then to further elaborate, they don't re-sign their own guys when those players at their particular position group ask for market level contracts, and more in particular, the guys that they claim to like, and then they act like assholes to these players. They drag them through the mud, vilify them, make them seem like terrible human beings or worse than they are, and then this is through their own media too when these players are trying to get paid. Yet, this is the same front office that acts like, oh, well, we want to pay our homegrown guys. You know, we like our guys. You know, we don't want to go out because that's not the winning way. That's not the Cowboy way. And this is exactly why I don't buy into the team. And I'm sick and tired of people acting like I'm being an asshole or I'm being too pessimistic. Listen, did you see all the comments Stephen Jones were making? Did you listen to what the hell other stuff's been going on? I don't care anymore, because there is this idea that, oh, look at what these players that we let go of are in right now, so we're doing better. Okay. So let's go through this real quick. Number one, I'm not saying that any of the players that we let go, it was a bad decision. Maybe besides the Amari thing. But, like, I'm not insinuating, like, okay, I have a problem with you letting these go. As long as you have a plan in place, I'm okay with doing whatever, right? And this is kind of the same discussion I've had with many fans with D-Law, Dak, you name it. Like, if you don't feel like, as a front office, these guys fit your mold, then let them go. And just have a plan in place. So here's the plan, right? So let's go through player by player. Okay? So we start off with Amari Cooper, right? Amari Cooper, you feel like the guy is not a good locker room guy. You don't like the vibe he gives, whatever. So you go through free agency, or more specifically, up until free agency more in particular. What you do is you act like the guy is bad, and then on top of that, you then go through the media and say, hey, you know what? We're going to cut the guy if we can't get someone to trade for him. Then why the fuck are you saying it? Why would you say, oh, we're going to cut this guy if we can't find a trade partner? Why would you say that? Just do it. Just do it. That's number one. But, so you let him go. You get like $16 million in cap relief. Cool. Whatever. So what did the Cowboys do with that? Well, at their wide receiver position, they bring back Michael Gallup, who, again, the Cowboys like talking about availability issues, but Michael Gallup is going to be out to start the season, and, you know, you gave him this money, which the contract's good. I'm not saying that. and then you proceed to sign James Washington on a 1-year contract, and then you draft a guy, and now you're expecting this wide receiving core to be better than last year? No, and especially if you have your offensive coordinator saying we don't give too many targets to one guy. What? Doesn't make any sense, right? Then you go, and I understand that CeeDee Lamb is there. I get it. Cool. He's going to definitely be really good. I'm not saying that he isn't. It's just that if you are saying, okay, you have Amari Cooper, you have CeeDee Lamb, and then you have these other guys, and you're expecting, okay, so CeeDee is going to be Amari's replacement, then Tolbert's going to take his, but like, you can't be doing that shit. That doesn't make any sense. La'el Collins, and we'll throw in Connor Williams here for the whole offensive line. Okay? So you know you have a problem at left guard, center, and right tackle, right? But you kind of got someone at right tackle that you really like, so you decide, you know what, La'el, we're sick and tired of your shit. Get out of here. But again, you did the same thing. Well, if we can't find a trade partner, we're just going to cut him, which they just cut him anyway, which is fucking stupid, but whatever. So you got Terrence Steele there. You like him, and he's on the last year of his contract before he's done. Do you make an effort to re-sign him? No. Do you feel uncomfortable with him and you're like gonna get someone else to back him up? Nope. Left guard. Connor Williams is gone. Did you do anything in free agency to solidify that spot? No. You did go through the draft, however. Okay. That's A-okay with me. Center, did you do anything to fix that position because you feel like Tyler Biadasz isn't good enough? No. You're banking on guys in the 7th round and undrafted guys to replace him since you're having this open competition. You know? And with Randy, you're going to bring this guy back on a $14 million a year deal. And you change the contract last minute, and we're supposed to pat ourselves on the back like we did a good job. And even with what's going on with Dalton Schultz, with the whole, like, him not getting a long-term deal. You tag him in the hopes you're going to re-sign the guy, because Stephen Jones talks about, well, he's the living embodiment of availability and all this other crap, but you didn't want to pay him? Is it because you lowballed him and he called your bluff and you're just going to re-sign him to a much bigger contract? This is the problem that I have. And then with all the cap space that you have, the 20 plus million that you have, you're trying to save that shit for something that's going to happen next goddamn year. So think about it, right? You could have done a 1-year deal for Bobby Wagner if you wanted to, right? You could have done a 1-year deal for Anthony Barr. You could have done a 1-year deal for all these other free agents. Fuck it. Odell Beckham. I don't care. Anybody, right? But you chose not to. And even, okay, well, we don't want to draft anybody because we don't want to have our comp pick formula. We're not done in free agency. Remember when Stephen Jones said we're not done in free agency? Oh, what? We signed a couple guys? Okay. I'm not saying that all the signings are shitty. All I'm saying is you didn't really do a whole lot. Okay? And I'm not one of this, like, less is more nonsense either. But think about it. Even after the draft, you still had all these guys available. Oh, we don't want to bring anybody in. We want to have competition with the young guys first before we bring someone in. This is where you start losing out on guys and they go to different teams and now you're like, well, oh well. And then you're going to have the freaking shocked Pikachu face emoji when you're like, oh, why is the team not doing so well at that position group? Because these stupid fucks don't know what the hell they're doing or they're just that stubborn. That's just the end of that, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm done sticking up for the front office when they have said every single time, oh, well, there's only so much cap to go around. But I'm not saying these people have to be around for 5+ years. Think about this. You have $20 million in cap space, okay? If you felt that Anthony Barr wasn't worth $11 million, couldn't you just give him a 1-year deal? Oh, well, we want to make sure that if someone gets hurt, we can go out in free agency and sign someone. You have $20 million in cap space. It's not like any of these guys are going to be long-term assets to the team. And it just doesn't make sense. You mean to tell me the team that was going to give Randy Gregory $14 million a year, and we're going to pat ourselves, again, we're going to try and pat ourselves on the back like we didn't think about doing that. And then we want to act like we're doing a good job right now? I implore you, look at every single free agent this team has brought in. It's nothing. It's to be honest with you, it's really much of nothing. Sure, James Washington, Dante Fowler, Ryan Nall. Now you have Cavante Turpin, Christian Sam, Malik Jefferson. Like, who cares? These are not franchise-changing moves. These are just, we're making moves so you guys can shut the fuck up moves. And I'm not going to sit here and take it. And ironically, this is the first time I've seen the Cowboys fan base this fired up, and now we're kind of starting to see this complacency set in. Don't let that shit happen. And in fact, I had another guy tweet out, replying to what I said, and he brought up a fantastic point. So, Michael Losslier, I hope I pronounced that right, I apologize. He said the following. Bringing in Tack McKinley is a perfect example. They're too scared to take chances because they don't have confidence in their decisions. Bringing in a basement bargain guy is a win-win for them. If he works out, they look like a genius. If not, they haven't lost anything. He also added the following. There's two types of fans. The ones like us that see through the BS every year because it's the same old story and the exact same result, or the ones that follow the Jones carrot all season and always end up heartbroken at the end of the season. And Michael hit it right on the head. This is exactly why the Cowboys are not in any way, shape, or form going to win a Super Bowl with this model. I've done a video talking about Jerry versus Stevens mindsets. By being aggressive, you, sure, have the possibility of missing and swinging, when you swing and miss. But you at least try. And that's the one thing. When you look at your division rivals, they're not afraid to make trades. They're not afraid to sign guys in free agency to make their team better. They're not afraid to do that shit. Dallas is a fucking scared little child that refuses to step out of their room to try something different. And that is the problem that I hope everybody can recognize. I'm going to enjoy watching Cowboys football. I'm not going to be a stubborn fuck watching this. But at the same time, I'm not going to kid myself thinking that everything's A-okay. Because it isn't. So just remember that, And then as I go through some of the replies here, just to get some, just to see if I didn't miss out on anything. I got Jay's script here. He said the following. I'm going to keep saying it. Unresolved trauma and cult mentality. If you got that star on the helmet, fans delude themselves into thinking you're better than you are. If you don't, they want to see you fail regardless of if the front office screwed you over. And that's true too. Whether you feel certain ways about certain players like Dak, D-Law, Zeke, Tyron, any player, right? It's unbelievable the ridiculous expectations we put on the players because of the ineptitude of the front office to help these players be in the best position to win. And that also goes for the coaching staff. It's unbelievable that we keep falling for this. I'm not falling for this, and I hope you guys follow suit too. If you want to, listen, I'm going to keep watching Cowboys football. I'm not saying anything about not watching the team. If you want to go to Cowboys games, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if you're okay with the Cowboys doing this shit, you're okay with this mediocre, all this other crap. The standard in Dallas, right, because of the legacy of this team, is winning a championship every single year. I'm not lowering my fucking expectations because this front office is too scared chicken to do any goddamn thing. This front office is the reason why Dallas' standards have just lowered. I understand that I've not seen an NFC Championship game in my lifetime, let alone a Super Bowl, but god damn it, They're going to make sure that younger fans become more apathetic like myself, and then not me, I'm too ingrained into it, but they're getting us to a point to where I've had friends of mine who are my exact same age that said, I cannot deal with this anymore. I can't deal with a team that does not give a shit about winning. And ownership is everything, man. There are teams that have had laughingstock front offices, got new ownership, and they became... Look at the Warriors, for example. I followed them for years. I remember when that team was the laughingstock of the league, other than the Kings. Doing all these, dumbass moves. And then you get a new ownership and all this other stuff. It goes a long way, and you can see it. And that's the problem with the Cowboys. It's not more that they need new ownership. Yeah, sure. It's that they need to change the way they operate business. And I hope this video ages like milk. But can we stop this shit? Seriously. Well, that pretty much covers everything with you reaching the end of this video. If you want to say that I'm a terrible fan, okay. But I'm just being real. And I hate seeing the same results every single year. I'm sorry that my standards are a lot higher than many others. But I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. I'm just here to tell you the truth. And that's just that.